loud and clear, Michael. You
Okay.
hear me okay?
Yep.
Recording in progress.
Okay, and we're joined now by Dynamo goalkeeper Michael Nelson. Michael, thanks for taking a few minutes here after the game. Obviously not the result that you guys wanted coming in, but from your perspective, just looking at the whole 90 minutes, kind of give me your overview on just how you felt like the team played this evening.
Yeah, I think obviously we're very disappointed with the way that the game started. We spent a lot of time this week talking about, our approach to the game, and then to go, down 1-0 that early in the game, it changes things so dramatically, and then you're playing from behind on the road at a team that's got a great crowd and plays with a lot of momentum when they have them at their back. So it's frustrating to kind of dig ourselves in such an early hole and then concede the second one. Also in the first half, I see in the second half we came out with a lot of energy and we created a ton of chances, and their goalkeeper made some timely saves, and they had some blocks and some things go their way in their defending area. But obviously, going down early makes things really difficult. But we battled, and I thought in the second half we created a ton of chances. And so there's some positives to take in that regard.
And I asked Corey this, and I know there's not an easy answer to it or everybody to do it, but you guys have started really quickly the last couple of games out at home. How do you translate that and to bring that on the road and get off to quicker starts on the road?
I think it's just the mentality that the first minute's just important as the second minute and the third and the 89th and the 90th. I think we just need to come out with that winning mentality and say, the second the ball is kicked off, our job is to do everything to win this game. It doesn't matter if it's the first ball of the game or the 100th ball of the game. I think, like you said, we've come out on the other side of that coin quite a few times this year and scored in the opening minute. And so we just have to bring that mentality in every game that we play, regardless of situation of opponent. It's something that we need to bring every week.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over to a couple of questions from reporters. I'll start with Corey Repkin from the Chronicle. Go ahead, Corey.
Michael, on that first goal, what could you guys have done better? Is it communication? Is it teenage following glued all the way to the ball? I guess from your point of view, what could you guys have done better?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Obviously, Lod makes a lot of horizontal runs through the area. He starts on one center back, runs behind the other. So, some of it can be communication and checking our shoulders, because obviously that's a difficult run for a teenage to stay with for that far, because he ends up on the opposite side of the goal. But yeah, he just makes a diagonal run, and we don't pick him up, and they're able to slip it through. So. Whether it's communication or whatever the case may be, that's obviously something that we'll look at and we'll sort out.
You guys were on a bit of a high after the 7 points last week. How I guess describe how you guys go from that to the poor start tonight, when I really if you guys win this game, you're thinking, okay, hey, let's get some momentum and let's start climbing up the table.
Of course, yeah. Obviously at this stage in the season, we know how crucial every game is for us. With our current place in the standings, we fought really hard to put ourselves in a good position going into this week, and so we knew that this is another opportunity, another 3-game week to capitalize on points, against quality teams, but teams that we know that we can beat with the performances that we've put down in the past 10 to 14 days. So. We came into the game with a lot of confidence and a lot of eagerness to really attack this game and not just say, all right, this is a road game, let's see what happens. We came here with the mentality to win. And like I said, we're disappointed with the way that we started the game, because we really put ourselves in a hole. But we still have 2 more games this week and 2 great opportunities to get wins. So our eyes are on that now.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll go over to Garrett Heinrich. Go ahead, Garrett.
Hey, Michael, on the second goal, there wasn't really a good angle from the TV. Did it look like it went fully over the line for you? And then how frustrating is it as a goalkeeper to have one like that, where you can't really do anything? You almost get enough of it, but you just kind of have to watch it slowly bounce in.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask for my opinion, of course I'm gonna say I think a piece of it was on the line, but yeah, I've seen a lot of replays of it, and it's super hard to tell. I haven't been able to see one perfectly down the line of the goal line. A very, very close play, and one that's obviously frustrating to get a piece of it, but then to kind of be on the floor, unable to affect it, and just kind of, I feel like the ball was hanging in the air for like 30 seconds there, waiting for Zarek to clear it, and Zarek gave it his best to clear it off the line, and it was very, very close. Whether it was just over, I'm not sure. I really haven't been able to see a clear angle of it. And my position from where I was at the time was slightly at an angle, so I wasn't quite able to tell. But fractions of an inch if it did go over.
How important is it for you and the rest of the team to just put blinders on and focus on each game rather than looking at everything else that's going around?
Yeah, I think that's a great way of putting it. We obviously know that we've got to climb the standings with so few games left, but we also aren't going to make that climb all at once. So I think approaching every single game individually and saying what do we need to do to get 3 points out of this game, and then once we get that, we can move on to the next one. That's got to be our mentality. We're not worried about 2 games from now, 3 games from now. We approach each opponent and just give everything we have to that game. Approach it like a final, and give everything we have to each game. And once we're past that, we move on to the next one. But yeah, putting on blinders, like you said, just approaching each game and emptying the tank.
And for you personally, you got your first start a little while ago. Now you've had a little bit of a run of games in league play. How are you feeling? How do you feel about your play and your spot right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously, having the support of my teammates and the staff as I've been in has been really good for me and given me some confidence. I think knowing that I trust the guys in front of me and they've trusted me while I've had these games has been good and helped my transition into the team. Obviously Marco had done really well this year, and with him being unavailable for a few games and me getting my chance, it's a good opportunity to show what I've got. So I'm feeling good, and as long as I get opportunities to play, I'll continue to put my best foot forward.
Okay, we'll wrap up with Victor Ariza from Striker. Go ahead, Victor.
Hey, Michael, you've been in these locker rooms for seasons now. What is it about road teams that just get the Dynamo on the wrong side of things?
It's really hard to say if there's one ingredient, but historically, kind of like you're alluding to, there have been kind of a disparity between our home games and our road games, and I'm not exactly sure what that ingredient may be. It's obviously more difficult to play on the road, playing in hostile environments against teams that get the energy of the crowd behind them. There's a very potent psychological element to that. But it's tough to put a finger on what maybe the one item may be that we need to change. But I think kind of going back to my answer from the previous question, we need to approach each game, home or away, focus minute 1 to minute 90, and just empty the tank every game, give everything we have, because we know that with as few games as we have left, we've really got to start making moves. So we're going to continue to give everything that we have.
You talked about that mentality. Is there a belief within the team that you guys can achieve that when this is an issue now, 27 games in?
Yeah, we never lose that belief. I think, we train extremely hard. We all have each other's backs. Obviously it's frustrating when you don't get results, but when we go back and look at this game, I think there's a lot of positives that can be taken from it. Their goalkeeper making 6 or 7 saves in the second half alone. There was one in the first half where there was a deflection that nearly loops over him. If that goes in, suddenly it's a 2-1 game. You're looking at a completely different outcome, or a different second half at that point. So yeah, we know that we've got the talent, the ability to play with anybody, and we have the desire to get good results. So there's absolutely still belief in the locker room that can be accomplished. We can play with anybody. We know that. We all believe that. And so whoever our opponent may be, we're going to be ready for them.
Thank you.
All right, Michael, we'll wrap it up with that. Thanks for taking some time with us. Have a safe trip back here to Houston.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Stopped.
You guys, that'll